Welcome everybody. It's fantastic feeling to see all of you here. So, because we worked so hard to make the program together with you, to make the program become truth, and then for nearly a year, I presented the program to different people and different places, and I was always telling about, okay, these are our plans. We are going to do that. And now I'm very happy that we can start working. And this is a fantastic feeling. I think that we had really good day yesterday where we planned for our next open call. And now I just briefly present you the state of the art with the program. So probably you know that we are a member organization and we have our steering board. And our steering board, we have 43 members now. There are several members that are also several organizations that are applying for membership. And so we have a quadruple helix approach to our membership with public authorities, with companies, with universities and research institutes and civil society represented. And the same way we have our steering board having representatives from cities, from universities and research institutes, from companies, and Allan Larsson is our president of the board, who also represents the electricity in Stockholm and Hammarby Sjöstad. Yes, the program management team. I would like to present the management team for those of you who didn't meet us before. I'm program director. We have Jason Nielsen, who is our innovation manager from Royce. We have Charlie Gullström, our research strategist from KTH. We have Patrick Rodén, our collaboration strategist from Lund University. We have now working with us Åsa Minus, also is working with communication as a communication strategy, and we have Olena Tatarchenko, who is working as our administrative manager. So that we are trying to support you with the running the program. Then we have very important people. I presented them yesterday, but I am not tired to present them again. Our task force leaders. Because if you look for our metrics, we have focus areas and our thematic areas. And for each of them, we have an expert who is leading work around this topic. So then we have Annika Norlund from Umeå University. Annika, yes. We have Kristina Mjörnell from Rice working with, as Annika is working with lifestyles and consumption. And then we have Kristina working with planning and build environment. Kristina? Okay. Okay, then we have Mikael Nybacka working with mobility questions. And then we have a place, recruitment is on the way, so for integrated infrastructure. So we have one place. For thematic areas, we have Peter Kisch from Lund, working with test beds and living labs, innovation and entrepreneurship, Fredrik Berglund from Chalmers. We have Mikael Edelstam, working with questions of financial and business models. Mikael? Also. Yes, okay. And then we have Kies McCormick working with the governance questions, and Klaus Popp Larsen, Klaus, yes, with intelligence, cybersecurity, and ethical questions, and Mikael working with business models here. Okay, okay. We have two types of activities in the program: knowledge and innovation actions, and these are our open calls. And then we have support and coordination activities. And those are strategic projects. And we are going to talk about strategic projects today. So our timetable for the main events, we had the open call, which was closed the end of January. And we will know the result of that call in May, somewhere, like maybe several weeks ahead. We will have another broader call around 15th of October. and then we decided to make to provide more time for preparation of the project. So the call will be closed approximately, maybe end of February, so not end of January. So people have time for a nice winter vacation. So we will have a more focused call related to demonstration projects, which will be open the 1st of June. And then we are going to start today. It's a kickoff for our strategic projects, and we will talk more about that. So important days. I hope that you have possibility to participate. On the 6th and 7th of September, we will have inspiration days in Gothenburg, and this would be for our new project. So we will have the first projects in our portfolio. So we will present those projects and network them, and also we'll have matchmaking event for those who are planning to apply for the next call. Then we will have Viable Cities Outlook on the 6th of January, and there we will present results of those strategic projects that we are going to start now. Okay, so this is a long list about important days. I think that I mentioned most of that, but Almedalen. So we are going to be in Almedalen on the 2nd of July. We'll have seminar in Teater Skeppet at 4 o'clock with Mingle. I hope that many of you who are there will come. And then we also have a breakfast and reflection on the 5th of July. Another event might be of interest for you is that we will have kind of presentation place, exhibition place in Nordic Pavilion at the Smart City World Expo in Barcelona. So and we will have mingles and we will have different activities there. So if you are in Barcelona, please contact us. I hope that we will have some interesting events together. And then we will have information days for the open calls in 4 cities. Okay, the first call is closed now. Yes, and as I mentioned, that we will have results will come soon. Okay, some highlights. What kind of the very new things? The first one is that we've done SWOT analysis on artificial intelligence and machine learning for viable cities. The report, or the SWOT analysis, will be published soon on our web page by the end of the week. And this SWOT analysis we've done for Vinnova, and then we will have possibility to discuss that and build something for our innovation radar from that as well. So we will. It looks like that Viable Cities will be a channel for a new Nordic call about sustainable urban development, which will be led by Nordforsk. So we will support Nordforsk with writing the call text, and then we will be the face of this call in Sweden and in Europe or in Nordic countries. So the plan is that the call will be open in January 2019, and of course we will keep you informed well in advance. Then, together with Alan and Mikael Annerus, we visited European Commission in Brussels, and 9th and 10th of April, just last week. And then we've learned a lot, and we are going to publish the report from the trip, also end of the week on our website. What's important? So we met the very important people, for example, the new Director General of the Directorate for Research and Innovation, and people responsible for FP9 and Horizon 2020. And then we've learned a lot and important things that cities are becoming very important actors. So before, European Commission did not work with cities so much so they did work on the federal level, and then there's kind of policy making and so on. But now they realize that cities are important, which is very positive. But then when the first step, okay, cities are important, so they looked for the instruments at EU level that are built for cities, and then they found out that, okay, there are a lot of fragmentation and lack of coordination. To be a city, it's really hard to find information. Okay, I want to do something, where should I find, what are the instruments to apply, and so on. So what they've done, they created one-stop shop for cities. So there is a web page where cities can find all information about the calls and available instruments on EU level for cities. And then we'll have linked to that in the report. And then they also initiated something which is called Orbis. And this is also a web tool, where if a city wants to develop something, so city can but write to Orbis or through Orbis, and then the city can get help with packaging of those different tools and so on. So we see that European Commission is started to work seriously with cities, which is very positive. Another new thing is that I am not sure if you read already the report by Professor Mazzucato, and which is called Mission-Oriented Research and Innovation in the European Union. The suggestion is that within FP9, instead of challenges, it will be a new instrument which will be called missions. And then there are a lot of rules around that is designed around those missions. And now there is a fight, and missions will be huge, with huge funding. And now it's a fight among member states, what would be the missions. But in Professor Mazzucato's report, there are 3 examples, and one of them is called Mission 100 Carbon Neutral Cities by year 2030, which is perfect. So we supported it with all our heart. So this important mission. And when we presented viable cities, then we've heard from the Director General and for the Director for FP9 that we should learn from viable cities. So it's not you who should come here and learn from us, but we should learn from viable cities. So they were rather impressed, and they want to come to Sweden to meet us, to meet our members. And Alan is working on preparing Viable Cities Europe Day, and it will be somewhere in December 2018. Just briefly to show you why Viable City inspires. I hope you agree with me and with DG people. It's because what they say, quadruple helix partnership, including civil society, is not something which is common. Involvement of municipalities into those partnerships that design research and innovation programs. Cross-sectoral cooperation, people-centered approach. So the program is long-term. Holistic perspectives and sustainable development goals, so sustainability. Mikael talked a lot about sustainability and also explained why companies could be interested, or industry could be interested to be part of this Viable Cities or other such networks. So that we have portfolio approach to our projects, that we have concrete examples, for example, lighthouse projects in Sweden or Hammarby-Sjöstad or electricity. And then they were very interested to hear about the network for site that we are going to use with our liquid roadmap and innovation roadmap. So it looks like they will have a possibility to influence a lot this mission development. So they would look at us and discuss with us how we do our program, and then we will also, there are chances that we will get possibility to top the money from national money, from Energy Authority, Vinnova and Formas, with money from European Commission. So we can have joint programs, which would be really good. And here is just like look at the report. So here how they envisioned, Professor Mazzucato envisioned the mission related to cities. It's kind of rather very similar to what we were thinking. Okay, so now just to wrap up strategic projects. This is, I mean, we have knowledge, we have innovation and research activities and demonstration activities, and here are strategic projects, the projects that are important for the program to develop. And so we have 4 of those that we are going to start now. And these are liquid roadmap, internationalization, knowledge sharing, and entrepreneurship. So I hope that you enjoy the day, and then you will have even more enthusiastic of working on those strategic projects after today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Olga, for this introduction. So now you know a little bit more about the strategic projects and the work ahead for today and for viable cities during 2018. So just to give you a little bit more information about the strategic programs, the strategic projects, I'll now invite each of the project leaders to briefly describe each of these strategic projects. I'm not getting this right. Projects. So let's start with internationalization with Mikael Edenstam. Please, Mikael, over to you.
So 5 minutes for internationalization. I've only got 2 slides that want to illustrate both the thinking behind internationalization and then more in squares present what we're gonna do. So that's me. This is why we should internationalization. I think without raising expectations too much on the activities, I say we need to understand that we have some solutions, some ideas, but there might be a lot more out there. So we need to go out and look what we can find, not only to, in a two-way process, get out what we have that is best, but also to find the ideas, the solutions, the talents, the capital, the investments that might be useful for us. So this year, we're gonna focus much on how to understand where do we find information of high quality, because information, there is no lack of information. It's extremely hard to sort it. We have some ideas about how to find good quality information. That is what I would say pre-qualified by others. And then we need to use that and analyze it and adapt it for a Swedish context. But that's not enough. We also have to think about how that goes out to the people, the cities, the users that can make that information operational. So a lot of the first part will be mapping and analyzing what do we have here, then turning outwards, mapping, analyzing what is the interesting things to learn from, what places, hotspots, stakeholders, organizations, individuals to watch. Then we turn that together with you into a priority strategy for the coming years. During autumn, we will focus more on setting up the actions for coming period and form groups around those actions. And I think that will be a more forward-looking phase where we also, of course, welcome new participants in our group. We have quite a nice group so far. We have a small budget, but still a budget that's going to make difference. And the last thing I want to add is that we need to see ourselves as part of the whole Swedish system, not the one that is leading the system. So what is the unique contribution that viable cities can do in this will be one of the things to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mikael. So next up is entrepreneurship with our own Jason Nilsson. Please, Jason.
Thank you, Åsa. One of the major goals of the program is to contribute to sustainable growth. This is a top priority for some of our agencies funding the program. And of course, it's a top priority for a lot of us in our activities and the way we work. One of the aspects of sustainable growth, which is important, is entrepreneurship and helping companies scale up. And our program will be working with all sorts of activities. We'll be supporting research and innovation, but we also believe that we have a role to play when it comes to entrepreneurship and growth. So this strategic project will be looking at how we as a membership organization, a network of different types of actors, can support entrepreneurship and growth. We don't have a lot of budget for this, but we do believe that many of us will play central roles in these types of activities. So how can we leverage the network capital that we have within Viable Cities? One of the most important things is a little bit like Michael was saying, we are one part of the system. So we need to see how Viable Cities fits in the landscape, what type of other actors, programs, initiatives we need to work together with to support the system as a whole to be more entrepreneurial and to grow. In 2018, we'll be looking at analysing the innovation ecosystems, looking at which actors are central, looking at the different programs, initiatives that are important. We talking to actors to understand what their needs are, what they see as opportunities, so that we can start to look at the types of activities that we will prioritise for 2019. And just like in internationalization, we'll be working together in the autumn to define those activities, the highest impact activities that we can see. We are currently about 8 organisations who will be forming the project team. We'll be having different workshops and meetings throughout the year, which will be open for others. We would really love engagement of the entire network, all the members. So we'll be sending out more information on that. One of the first activities, like I mentioned, will be to map the innovation ecosystem. And this will be quite an interesting exercise to start thinking about what is the heart of smart sustainable cities. What are the key topics, products, services, system solutions that we're thinking about? Which actors are very active? Which initiatives are central for their activities? Who do we need to be collaborating with? Which support organisations do we need to link hands with, etc., etc. We'll be starting this afternoon. So if anyone's interested in either internationalization or entrepreneurship and growth, you can join our session where we'll be starting to do some of this mapping exercise. Okay.
Thank you so much, Jason. So, and the third strategic project is about knowledge sharing. So I give it over to you, Charlie Gullström.
Thank you, Åsa. So knowledge sharing and capacity building is really about what we're doing here all together, building a community over 12 years, identifying best practices and empowering our cities in Sweden in the transition. So the project really will follow us all over the 12 years. We will ensure an interactive process to which everyone is contributing, working with co-creation and ensuring how to map different ongoing activities, of course, in order to create a vibrant arena, viable cities, a vibrant arena. You've heard about it before, I think. In 2018, we will make sure that we have established expert networks in the different focus and thematic areas of the program. We will map best practices internationally. See here already a link to the other strategic projects is noticeable, I think. It's obvious that the knowledge sharing project needs to work very closely with the other strategic projects, and in particular we will work with the roadmap project, aligning our activities with that. We will do this also. We will visualize the project portfolio. We will visualize and map different ongoing activities that are related to the program, both in Sweden and elsewhere. And we will work together with the 9 development leaders and also, of course, with partners. I hope everyone has understood that partners have been asked to contribute to all the strategic projects, but you're still welcome to join us here, of course. And today will be the starting activity for all the projects. But we've given a special task to the 9 development leaders. They form the Utvecklingsgruppen, the development group, and they will be hosted in this strategic project. So they will form a basis for the work this year. I think I'll stop there, Åsa.
Okay, thank you. So, the last but not least, because this is what we will be focusing a little bit more on today, over to Olga for the liquid roadmap.
Yes, I was a bit disappointed by some of the consortiums that applied for our first call, because I thought, okay, why people don't read instructions? And now I feel, so we've got instruction for also how we should do our presentation with 2 slides. So I did 11. So sorry for that. So I show you 2 of the most important one. And then Viable Cities Liquid Roadmap. Why liquid? Is because we were inspired by liquid democracy. We want to make priority for the program in democratic way. And we want also to have an agile roadmap and work with roadmap. And it's 12-year program, and then we will have possibility to look beyond what we know, beyond the 2020, 2030, 2040. And then why? What is a mission? What is a purpose? And this to demonstrate how Sweden can lead development to smart, sustainable cities and show way to others, and in collaboration with other excellent environment. Also to deliver and deploy an interactive, flexible, dynamic, agile co-creation tool that would also clearly describe tangible output and realize program goals. So we need to think about something tangible that we can show and that we can use, or cities can use, and different partners. And then, of course, it should also steer our strategic work inside our viable cities and inspire our strategic work among all the participants. So that's overarching idea behind it. Then this is the last slide from those 11. So I want you to save the date. And we will have 3 types of activities. We will have co-creation workshops, and from those co-creation workshops, we will have either white papers or movies, or some kind of one-pagers. We will also have online co-creation work with Innovation Radar, which will be presented soon. And then we will have a methodological group that would work with different methods for foresight, for backcasting, and so on. Well, of those 4 workshops, we have an ambitious target to have 2 of those already now in spring. So please save the date, those of you who can and who is interested, on the 14th of May and June 1. And if Magnus Boman, who is going to work with me a lot on the program, maybe you could uncover, if you want to, later on, what would be the topics for these workshops. Then we also discussed that in autumn we will have 2 more workshops at least. And one of them with Åsa Romson, we are going to discuss the topic about healthy cities, probably. And another one, we talked about a topic connected to mobility with many partners, including VTI, K2, and others.